These are poems that I wrote during our two of our trips to Negros. And I'm going to give a little bit of context. So as Martha was doing these amazing community health trainings with community health workers from across the island who had gathered to share and their skills and also learn expertise, especially around childbirth, that Martha could teach them. I was trailing after Billy, who was about 6 years old at the time, and trying to distract him with playing basketball, but also watching in a little bit on the sessions. And this is a poem that I wrote after watching one of those community health worker trainings. And it's called Community Health Worker Training, oddly enough. A simple thing, swollen glands in the neck and under the jawbone, could be a sign of TB, could be a sign of upper respiratory infection. Your best chance at detection to heal a brother, a mother, or a child. Not a simple thing. Lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub. Hands on the stethoscope, listening for the sounds of disease. Listen to the heart. Murmurs and faces focused, learning to listen for the echoes of imperialism. Diagnosis is 80% history. Spanish plunderers on the shores, American soldiers with false aid and a lecherous gaze, Philex, Canadian mining giant, developing nothing but their own profit. Healing hands, working hands, fighting hands, palpitating, eyes open and assessing, trying to heal the body, to mend the lives, to strengthen the community, to free the nation and change the world. That's the first one. And I wrote the second one after Billy and I, Martha and Sophia had gone back to Manila because Sophie was flying back to Canada for the beginning of the school year. Billy and I spent several weeks in fisherfolk communities near Escalante. So I wrote this one. And you need to know for the poem to work that isda means fish in Cebuano and Tagalog, yeah? Yeah. So isda is fish. This one's called isda. Dako isda, gamay isda, carajo, sap-sap, tabanco, kugtong, dangit, the fish of the Tanyon Strait. Fleets of pump boats float fishermen with troubled faces. 5 kilos, shrinking to 2, sinking to 0. Dwindling catch as the coral cracks and drills draw crude into corporate accounts. Now there's only one isda whose stock is bullish, the comunista, the justice fish. And then the last one was on our subsequent trip, which is in 2011. And when I read it to our hosts during one of our kind of report back sessions, they said, "Oh, so now you understand our struggle." So this was the sum up. It's called "What Would You Do?" And it was after we had visited Gihulyan and spoken with Emilia Carante, who was alive at that time, about the murder of her brother. What would you do if a landlord took 1/3 of all you grew and your children went hungry? If your sister died in childbirth because of no healthcare facilities, yet 50% of the national budget is debt servicing to foreign countries. If your mother worked in the sugar fields from 10 years old to 70 and died in poverty. If the military came to your house and in front of your children robbed you of your dignity. What would you do if your brother was shot for standing up for farmers' rights? Or if your activist sister just disappeared one night? Would you do as you're told? Would you wait for the next election and hope revolution is up for selection? Would you join a protest rally? Or when push comes to shove, would you join the People's Army?